Batch filming, kids. How you doing? So I am batch filming some videos today. I'm back at Middletown Training. Go ahead and check them out. You can sign up for steel, paper. They have really nice facilities. They've upgraded and they now have 3 complete ranges for also doing competitions. So my man Jim is really getting into the swing of it here. Sorry, there's little gnat flies and it's really annoying. But I'm on the steel side. It's where I like to shoot. That way I don't have to bring targets or anything like that. I know most of my guns are zeroed, and if they're not, I figure it out when I get here. So check them out, come and hang out. They let me use the range for shout outs and stuff, and they're really cool because of it. Check out their channel, Middletown Training, and learn some stuff. Jim also posts when they're going to be doing events and things, so you need to get on with that and check them out. What's today's firearm? Today's firearm, I did a shorts video on it, and I did a little bit of range time with it with my buddy the other day. This is Sig Sauer's 1911X, so it's their version of a 1911, a little bit different. It has like Sig 225, 250, 320 style cuts. The X style with the flat face trigger has the optics cut for RMSC. I did not mount an optic for this one. I'm going to shoot it as it is still. I will mount an RMSC at some point, probably a 407 K at some point, or a 507, whatever I have laying around. I did put my Surefire X300 under it just because the rail fits it really nicely. In the previous video, I talked about how the finish is coming off the safeties after only 60 rounds. That has actually accelerated in wear, and then it's hard to see on camera, but the frame itself has a discoloration from being fired. And that's an internal out discoloration, like the heat of the gun is changing the finish on the gun. Additionally, it has such a thin barrel that I want to see what longevity is, including when it gets hot. Jim mentioned that. He was asking the same question I was. What happens when the gun gets hot? Does it swell the barrel? Does it cause any issues? It is slightly thicker here on the end of the barrel, but again, is it too thin or is it just right? What am I shooting? I am shooting MagTech. Just using MagTech 230 grain ball. Good stuff. Let me put on my eyes. Ever since I got LASIK, I forget to put my glasses on when I'm shooting. So that's a mistake on my part. Always wear something. Especially when I'm shooting suppressed. You don't want gunk going into your eyeballs. But yeah, single stack 8+1. Very nice build on the guns. Like I said, the finish being a little bit soft. It could be that this is a T&E gun. Not 100% sure. But so far it shoots really well. It's just, is it a $1,500 1911? That's the question. The trigger pull on it's just a little bit over 3.5 pounds, which is not too bad. The sights are really nice. It has the X-Ray 3 night sights on it, high vis front, blacked out rear. So let's just put some rounds down range. $10, $15, $20 yards, really doesn't matter. It's in 1911. You can manage the recoil, which isn't too hard with this gun. You can be very accurate. These triggers are one of the reasons why 1911s are so popular. Clear. Yeah, super crisp. I just wish it didn't have the problem with the finish. Why do you keep talking about the finish? Because it's a $1,500 gun. That's why. John Wick press check. Yep, it's in there. I'm a little bit tired. I did a live stream last night, so my body is physically worn out, and apparently I'm stumbling. But hey, the gun's doing good. Very easy to shoot. I like the flat face trigger. I like that it's a little bit shorter. Has a very positive reset, and like I said, overall the gun shoots really well. The mag well does mean you do need mags with base pads, otherwise you have to slowly insert the mags, but small issues. I've yet to have a problem with the gun, and these mags will make 120 rounds so far, which is not bad. The sights, even though it doesn't have a red dot on it, this thing shoots so well. The sights being a high vis front green, clear, high-vis front green with the blacked out rear makes it super easy to pick up, and it doesn't have to be some kind of weird setup. Weird setups are fine, but we don't need them, especially if you want to be a FUD. Gonna turn you. Gonna turn you. Yeah. You likey. And I brought extra ammo, so I will be reloading. My transition to the right is off. Now let's see if I can stop it by running it lefty. The safety sweeps on and off very easy, even for a lefty, so that's good. Every round, no problem. Come back over here and let's reload. Get one of these, especially if you're like me and you have nerve damage. These are up lulas. They cost about 40 bucks. You can usually find them on sale, and they will save your hands and your energy. Yeah, just brass cased MagTech 45 230 grain ball. Definitely do the job. While I'm doing that, don't forget to like, subscribe. Come for the live streams. I do them 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, going until 11:30, midnight, somewhere in there. We just have a good time. We talk about stuff. Tons of newbies and trolls come in there and they're all like, hey, you got a Luger, you got an AK, because they don't know how to look behind me, but that's fine. Check out Middletown Training. Like I said, if you want to learn to get gooder, this is the place to go. Ask for Jim. Jim is the man. He has taught me a lot. We've actually only shot together like a handful of times, but I learned a lot in terms of like trigger control and muzzle control from him. And if you're looking to do concealed carry classes in Northern Virginia or anywhere in Virginia, it's worth the drive. He's definitely the guy to talk to. Go to WinCityArmory.com. If you want to pick up anything you see me shooting, the only thing that you can't get right now is a modified Gerson, but hey, I'll be all right. Ah, I love the smell of cows and gunpowder in the morning. Smells like the Old West.
You filming, sir?
Yes.
Do you have a permit?
No, sir, this is America.
What does that have to do with anything, sir?
Here in America, I don't need a permit to film.
Ah, very good.
Special thanks to Sig Sauer. Check them out. They have had their issues with the 320s lately. I am staying out of it as much as I can. The only thing I'll say is they probably could have handled the releases better. But that's not really their fault. They hired a company to handle their press. And when non-gun people try to convince gun people about gun issues, it never goes well. So, ignoring all of that, Sig Sauer's other products, everything except the 320, are highly recommended. Can you believe he's going to edit this? Otherwise, it'd be 4 minutes of him loading magazines. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Also, these Glory Fire in-ears, they work great. That way I don't have to wear the big over-ears. I don't like to wear them on hot days because then they make my head sweat. And I don't have enough brain to sweat that much. Mechgar, man, your 45 amp magazines have gone downhill, bro. Okay, let's put the ear in. There we go. And we'll get back to shooting. So once again, let's talk about the gun itself. It is a all stainless 1911 optics cut, front slide serrations, all that stuff. Does that make it worth $1,500? That's for you to decide. It also has their X-Ray 3 night sights, which are like almost 200 bucks. I can guarantee you, if you can find this gun for like 11, it's definitely a consideration. That being said, this gun has not had a single failure or failure to feed or eject, even with my old mags. So far, I'm very happy with the gun. Let's keep shooting. I really don't usually shoot with you guys seeing the muzzle, so we'll show that so you can see how much muzzle lift there is. and I've noticed with 45, I actually have a looser grip with this arm. I guess it's because I'm not trying to go fast, which is fine. You don't always have to go fast, but when I do, one more. Yeah, my disabilities, man. Screw me up. Do some one-handed. Have you noticed I've missed one every single time? I'm not shooting fast enough to heat up this barrel that much, so I doubt I'll lose accuracy. But so far, anywhere from 10 to 15 yards, it's perfectly on. Sometimes I'm coming up underneath the sights when I'm pulling it over on a transition. That's me, it's not the gun. This thing is basically point A and point of impact, which is so much better than my 220 Legion, which a lot of different people have shot, and it was always off and down to the left. What are we shooting, Glocks? Also, this gun is very heavy, and my arm is tired, so I'm probably going to take a break after this for a little bit. Left-handed, one-handed. You should always practice with both arms just in case you get injured, especially if you're carrying. Yeah, you can see how much I wobble with the left hand, though. Let's Cagney and Lacey it. You see how much torque there is when you don't put your hand up? So that's about 200 rounds through this gun so far. I have it for another month and a half before I have to send it back or buy it. I haven't decided yet. It works really well. It runs fine. The finish being what it is, again, you can see how much the finish has come off just from an additional 12 mags. So 116 rounds, and it's almost double the amount of wear on the metal. Why do I keep bringing that up? It's a $1,500 gun. $500 gun, you don't mention it. $700 gun, you live with it. $1,500 gun, you get pissy because you put this thing on the wall after you're done shooting it. I haven't even thrown this gun. So when you put this thing on the wall and people are looking at it and they're seeing bare metal and you're like, how many rounds does that have? 200. And they're like, that's stupid. You have to agree. So SIG, you need to work on the finish. I've sent them emails to ask if this was because it was a T&E gun. Maybe it was an early build gun. Maybe it's a gun that wasn't supposed to be sent out. But I have yet to hear back from them. If they do, I will update this video. But until then, if you can get one for under MSRP, I would recommend it because you get a lot of features for the money, including the optics cut, the front strap checkering, and the flat face trigger. Do not buy one at MSRP. Sorry, SIG, can't do it. But other than that, solid gun. I know that sounds stupid. Complain about a gun and then recommend it for purchase. Yeah, I'll recommend anything for the right price. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you own one, if your finish is holding up better than mine, let me know down in the comments. I'd be interested to hear it. I almost fell into you, that's why I just kind of... And I'll talk to you later.